Yo, Brad Carson.
Andrew Williams Jr., what's up?
United Hood Nation, that's what's up.
That's right.
Look, you might remember that a couple of years ago, I was asked to let United Hood Nation to set up its own Facebook page, but luckily, Brad, this one is still available.
Good.
Can you see it on your screen?
I do.
Okay, well, look, this is June 1st, 2025. We have Brad Carson and Andrew Williams Jr., and we're both going to discuss the update on the United Hood Nation. So, Brad, could you give us a little background on United Hood Nation? And I do want to let people know that they can actually go to Facebook.com/UHNLAHQ, and they can actually access this page and this information. So, Brad, the floor is yours. How did this all get started? You want to go back that far, or how you want to?
I guess we can. It was what was that? It was July of 2016.
Correct.
During the whole Black Lives Matter movement, Philando Castillo's death in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And then the next day, this black military guy or ex-military guy killed some Dallas police officers. And then the next day after that, another thing erupted. And so it was 3 days in a row. Snoop Dogg and Game, the rapper, got together. They contacted the Nation of Islam. Minister Tony Mohammed was assigned essentially to deal with the situation. They went down and to the mayor of Los Angeles, as well as the chief of police, and brought them, the mayor and the chief of police, down to the Church of Scientology Community Center for a huge community meeting on Vermont and 81st Street. And the significance of that is earlier, about a year before that, the Los Angeles Times came out with a news article saying that they tracked a bunch of murders throughout Los Angeles, specifically in between Vermont, in between Manchester and Imperial. That's where 4 gangs intersect.
Actually, just to clarify, that LA Times article was in 2014, and
Okay.
it named that area as Death Alley. But as you know, that really impacted the entire area, and it became known as Death Valley, just to bring that into context.
Yes, that's what I was getting to. And so in Death Alley, right on Vermont and 81st, what, 2,000 or 3,000, for lack of a better term, real Crips and Bloods got together, signed a ceasefire, non-aggression agreement to deal with this whole Black Lives Matter type of movement. And we have been essentially meeting ever since. Between 2016, well, just to bring us up further up to date, it was the Nation of Islam, Tony Mohammed, that named United Hood Nation, that came up with the name United Hood Nation after weekly and then monthly meetings for about a year. they asked me to run it, essentially be the president of United Nations. And in return, they said that if they had a legitimate moral and sustainable form of income, that they would make sure that the illegitimate, unmoral, unethical, and unsustainable form of income would cease, and they would cross over to the other side by to the legitimate, moral, and ethical form of income. And they personally essentially stated that. And I said, bet, put me down for that. And so between 2016, Philando Castile's death, and 2020, George Floyd's death, we, the people, Black Lives Matter was marching. It was reaching pretty much its peak. But we, the people here in Los Angeles, United Nations, we were monitoring and influencing several tax-paying dollars, propositions, and measures between that same period of time. Measure W for, or Proposition W. So I'm gonna use those two interchangeably. They're politically separate, but I'm gonna use them interchangeably. Measure W for water. Measure H and HHH for housing the homeless. Measure A for parks. Measure M for the Metro Transit Authority. Measure CC for the LA Community College District, and Measure EE for the LA Unified School District. Those 5 measures were approved and passed by the taxpayers to tax themselves to raise money for those different infrastructure developments and capital improvement developments. But the significant part of what I'm coming to is that they had very local targeted worker hiring as a public policy. And I'm going to break that down in layman's terms to hire probationers, parolees, gang members, felons, and we threw in the veterans to make it politically correct. They had a construction careers as a public policy. And those 2 public policies, local target worker hiring as a public policy, construction careers as a public policy, was implemented by and through project labor agreements, which makes those union jobs with union training, union apprenticeships, and union pay scale. For non-union jobs, community benefits agreements, and plus permanent jobs once the capital improvement project was completed, like the SoFi Stadium. And it was all to be coordinated by a job coordinator to facilitate the above mentioned criteria that I just stated, and to help track the project-based management system of all the processes, including the money and who's hired, and then give a report to all the stakeholders. So those 5 elements and those 5 propositions or measures equal to $150 billion over the next 30 years. And so United Nations played a significant role of that, represented by me. And then we had a anniversary on August the 17th, 2017, and brought the existing job coordinators together along with the workforce development system, along with the unions, along with some of those major projects for local targeted worker hiring for our people, and created a pipeline to make sure that happened, of a pre-apprenticeship to apprenticeship to journeyman to contractors to then general contractors, prime contractors, and to developers since July of 2016. So now we're looking to take that across the nation. Myself and my daughter are essentially partnered with and are on the board of the Black United Carpenters Union on a national scale, the National Black United Carpenters Union, to bring what we're talking about to fruition. The 10-point plan that United Nation has is all based on Black people, and I'll define what Black people are. They are American citizens descended of slaves, which mainly are made up of, from our targeted population, Crips and Bloods. Our 10-point plan is to unite, bring all the hoods together, and do 10 things. One, buy the block. We have to own and control the land, including the air, water, and mineral rights of the land, thus buy the block. 2, build on the land, which is the construction, building, trade industry. 3, do business on the land, all the social enterprises that we're talking about. 4, we have to educate our own people. 5, we have to mentor our own people. 6, we have to train our own people. 7, we have to hire our own people. 8, we have to recycle our own dollars amongst our own people. 9, we have to hold our political representatives and our governmental department heads that operationalize the laws and policies of our legislative politicians accountable to our tax-paying dollars in the services that it produces, in the W-2 jobs that it creates, and the 1099 contracts that it creates. And then 10, most importantly, we have to hold our own selves accountable to what is right, and call right and wrong. So that's the 10-point plan and appeal, and that's pretty much the overview of United Nation.
Well, thank you so much. So bring us up to date.
That is pretty much up to date. As far as that is concerned, we launched United Nation, partnered with the Westmont, West Athens Community Action for Peace. That's where that Vermont and 81st Street, that corridor intersects at, and launched the virtual community action plan on the April 27th, 2024, to virtualize the community and to create what we call smart citizens. SMART being a acronym for specific, what's the M stand for? I forgot what M is. The A is attainable. Oh, M is measurable. A is attainable. R is relevant, and T is timely. Citizens that we are training to virtualize the community, and then to track all the dollars that I already mentioned of 150 billion with local target worker hiring, and to hold our political representatives accountable. So we trained the Westmont, West Athens Community Action for Peace, and we're now looking to expand on that to all the neighborhood councils and essentially the unincorporated community action for peace throughout the county that's been set up. And so with that, we partnered with Bethel Church to do also school to success career guidance counseling, because that is a missing link in our education system. Our basic premise of United Nations, particularly through Jobs Create Peace, is that jobs and education will overcome crime and poverty for the targeted population within the targeted community every single time. We're not guessing what works, that's what works. So if you go into any urban community where jobs and education is high in that community, then poverty and crime is low in that community. When poverty and crime is high in an urban community, that means jobs and education is low in that community. And I already gave my definition of what a job is: a legitimate, moral, ethical, and sustainable form of income. Therefore, the opposite of a job is illegitimate, unmoral, unethical, and unsustainable forms of income. And then what we have to do as United Nations is move crime and poverty and unethical, unsustainable, immoral, illegit, and unsustainable forms of income over to the legit, moral, ethical, and sustainable form of income. And until we do that to the tipping point, then we will never have peace. With that said, jobs and education overcomes crime and poverty. We partnered with School to Success career guidance counseling. We believe, and well, we already know that our people are, I'm talking about black students, particularly in the hood at ground zero, are failing. We are way behind. We're even way behind first-time immigrants on that don't speak English on third grade test scores. And so we are organizing ourselves for career guidance counseling, and to find out what each person's life purpose, a unique gift from God, and life purposes, and connecting school to actual careers based on their individual's unique life purpose, as well as our existing infrastructure of United Nations of math tutoring and English tutoring from Ron. What's Ron's last name?
Ron, which Ron? Ron Wilkinson or which Ron?
Ron from United Nations Church of Scientology guy. That was with Adam.
Ron about Ron. Oh yeah, Ron. I don't have his last name at my fingertips, but I can find it.
I have his last name. It's just not coming up in my brain at the moment. I'm a little tired. So anyway, and then of course Michael Rindler is the architect that designed the 9 community colleges with 250 community college students, and the E7 architectural studio, and then it's taking it to the whole next level of GIS, which stands for Geographical Information System Virtualization, called VCAP, Virtual Community Action Planning, where we virtualize the hood and track all the resources and all the assets, ASSETs and assets, and do asset mapping and do real-time simulations and what if scenario planning in 3 dimensions, using the latest and greatest technology. So that's 21st century education combined with 21st century workforce development, combined with 21st century economic development, combined with 21st century community development. So that's where we're at right now. We're implementing that the third Wednesday of every month, 5 to 7 p.m. Come on down to Bethel Church on Western Avenue and 79th Street. That's 7900 South Western Avenue, Bethel Church, 5 to 7 p.m. the third Wednesday of every month. And you get an update on the orientations of our partnership with School to Success Career Guidance Counseling.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. So, because we do have this Facebook page for United Hood Nation that's not been used, Brad, I'm going to invite people to come to our Facebook page. And it's very simple to remember. It's the initials for United Hood Nation Los Angeles HQ. That's facebook.com/UHNLAHQ. And you can begin to find their information that we'll begin posting, Brad, on a regular basis.
Excellent.
So having said that, I think we're going to bring this to a conclusion. I'll send you the transcript, Brad, and I would like to have the responsibility step back in as the communications director for United Hood Nation and begin to invite the public to attend our events. And I also like your permission to rebroadcast or share upcoming events, because next year will be the 10-year anniversary of United Hood Nation.
Wow. Wow. I didn't even think about that. The answer is yes, absolutely. Thank you kindly.
All right. With that, we're going to wrap up tonight. This is Andrew Williams Jr., Brad Carson, another conversation with Andrew Williams Jr. It'll be rebroadcast on Facebook, on our AHIABGA-TV network, and also with Lady Alicia Hamilton's New World Network. So thank you so much, Brad. We're going to wrap it up for tonight.
Thank you. Appreciate you.